Happy New Year and still a Merry Christmas, Manna gatherers. Today we are shifting gears a bit and we will hear God's good stuff for us today from Proverbs 13, verse 16 in the Living Bible translation. A wise man thinks ahead, a fool does not, and even brags about it. Let me read that again. A wise man thinks ahead, a wise woman thinks ahead, a fool does not, and even brags about it. The wisdom of Proverbs 13:16 came to mind because on the dawn of a new year, many of us make plans. Well, actually, it is the new year today, right? January 1st. Many of us have already thought ahead and made plans and hoping for what is to be in this new year of 2021. Many of us did this very same thing last year because we do it every year, right? Many of us did it last year in January 2020, and well, I think most of our plans were completely dashed, right? All the prior proper planning could not have prepared us for a worldwide pandemic and so much other pandemonium that was 2020. And so here we are at the start of another new year, with last year still very close in our rear view mirror. And we are nevertheless looking ahead and hoping and even trying to plan for 2021, if we so dare. I have heard some admit fear in even trying to plan or trying to prepare because it might absolutely all be for nothing, especially as now we see 1 in 1,000 people are testing positive for COVID and so many more are dying from complications of the virus. Life as we knew it before 2020 might not ever return. Well, it will return, I hope, but might not return even this year. So how do we embrace Proverbs 13:16 and wisely think ahead? Well, first, I think beginning to plan and think ahead is to admit that, well, a lot is out of our control. So in thinking or planning ahead, we have to think about what is in our power to plan and to think ahead and prepare for. Here is what came to me through the wisdom of a children's church song that my children love to sing. The wise man built his house upon a rock. The wise man built his house upon a rock. Sing it with me if you know it. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the house on the rock stood firm. Of course, that children's song that we teach early, young infant children even, is based on a story Jesus tells in Matthew 7. And we teach our children these songs to what? To wisely plan, to think ahead for those days that they might not know as innocent children who, many of our children, right, don't have a lot of harm come to them or they don't have a lot of downs. But this song begins to build that firm foundation. And this too is where we can wisely begin to plan for our new year of 2021. A firm foundation of faith which we can hold fast to when other plans do not pan out. A firm foundation of faith that will also be our guiding light to help us make responsive decisions instead of knee-jerk reactions when all goes dark around us. A firm foundation of faith that helps us wisely navigate the new, the unknown, the unfamiliar, unexpected with grace, and even with a sense of calmness, peacefulness, and joy. Such wise thinking ahead helps us to be able to go with the ebb and the flow, the rains and the storms and the floods of life. We can't control all of that, the rains and the storms of life, as much as we might want to. all that goes on around us, and even sometimes all that goes on inside of us or to us. We can't control, but we can wisely nurture a firm foundation of faith that will go with us into the new year, no matter what the new year holds for us, whether good, bad, or ugly. So what kind of New Year resolutions have you made that include building a firmer, a stronger foundation of faith? You be wise, like the proverb says, to think ahead about such things, because it is really the only thing that has the ability to not waver or wobble or change. So that's my New Year's thoughts for us today. We will see you again on January 2nd. I can't believe it's January 2nd, but let's close with a word of prayer. O God of glory, O God of grace, we give you thanks for yet another new year, for the opportunity of this year to grow closer to you. We do pray that this year that we may truly grow in you, building a firmer foundation that will last our lifetime in all the ups and all the downs that are to come. Help us to always be aware of your presence, helping us to make wise decisions out of love for you and love for all of your creation. Amen. See you tomorrow.